Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2019 drama, horror, sci-fi, thriller, action film Glass. This is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, co-produced by Jason Blum of Blumhouse Films. So James McAvoy is back as Kevin Wendell Crumb, slash all of the 24 identities, including the Beast. Uh, who else? You have David Dunn back. Bruce Willis as David Dunn. You have Spencer Treat Clark back as Joseph Dunn. So it's really cool seeing these same actors come back 19 years later to do more work. Samuel Jackson is back as his character, Mr. Glass. His mom is back, the actress who plays his mom. Anya Taylor-Joy is back, playing the character of Casey. So this is the combo film of 2000's Unbreakable and 2016's Split. So it's just now a matter of these three characters are now in a facility together because the law has gotten on, justice, quote unquote. And so Sarah Paulson plays this character who is portraying a doctor who's trying to convince them that they're not actually super, that they're just mortal who think that they can do super things. And it's one of those mind over body kind of things. And so it's just a matter of how does the brain work? How do you deceive people? How does Mr. Glass's, mind work to get them all out in a grand show of Beast versus Brute, to show that there are people with superhuman abilities, that they do exist. Comics are based on real life. It's not just science fiction. It's science reality. So it's a really great concept. What if, right? And then at the end of the showdowns and all these different things, and Casey being the trick, not the trick, but the reveal of getting Kevin out instead to the light, to have him as the main persona as he originally was, to then have the backstory of Kevin's father's death and disappearance become because he was on the same train that David was on, and that train exploded because of Elijah's character, right? Of Mr. Glass, aka Elijah. So it all had the big tie-in, and it was the whole, what are the odds? What are the odds that this man was on this train that that was rigged to blow? What are the odds that was rigged to derail? So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting what if concept. It's a very interesting mind over body concept as well. It's a conversation kind of film, but it has good horror elements to it. It has good psychological elements to it. It has good thriller elements to it. Very interesting. The last 10 minutes was just very emotional. All these characters passing, right? Because of a secret society that is, hired now to get rid of supers, to keep the status quo, to keep people believing that they're people. And then the big reveal of the cameras were recording the entire thing to begin with and live streaming. And then Joseph's character, Casey's character, and Elijah's mom all band together and release the videos, and then they just sit in the Philadelphia train station waiting until people start to see it and share it, and the glass is shattered. So I love the turnaround and full circle moment going back to the premise of the film name. It's not just about Mr. Glass, it's about the glass being shattered. The illusion of reality is shattered because superpowered people exist. It's not fiction, it's real. So I like that. I like the turnover. It took a while to get there, and to be completely honest, this should have been a fourth film. There should have been a film before this, because the lead up to David's character finding the Horde could have been a movie in itself. But that was very quick. That was a very quick 10 minutes of the original, in the beginning of the film, with Joseph working with him, them owning a security company, delving into the passing of his wife 5 years ago. That could have been its own film, leading into then the showdown at the mental facility, right? At the super facility. I think I personally would have done it that way. I would have ended the third film with the two of them being arrested, that scene, right outside the warehouse, and then I would have started the film right after that. The fourth film, I would have started right after that. I feel like this film itself was two films in one, condensed into 2 hours and nine minutes, which still was great, but it had a lot larger story to tell that I feel like should have been broken up into two parts. So, just my thoughts, just my observations within the pacing of story and storytelling as a whole. Otherwise, I love the ending. If that's where the premise of the original was going to, I loved it. I also don't think that the original 2000 Unbreakable film was intended to be a trilogy. I don't believe so. But it makes sense why it's brought into it, and very interesting. Very interesting having the three of them at the very end in the train station watching the glass shatter. It's just really cool. I really liked it. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.